This is what the world is like for 5-year-old Jordan. He can't make sense of what he sees or hears or feels in his body. All his experiences are a meaningless jumble. No wonder he wants to shut out everything and everybody.
What do you want? Very careful, you've got them. What do you want, Jordan?
Jordan is having a tantrum because his Thomas the Tank Engine video has been stopped. He has regular screaming fits. It's the only way he can communicate.
If he could only put his message across to us. At the moment, we know why he's crying, but very often he reacts in the same way, and we don't know what he wants. He could go on like this for 10 minutes or 2 hours. It's really distressing.
Things just aren't going Jordan's way at the moment. His little routine's just been broke up for a while. There's no Thomas, there's no cartoons, and he's totally upset. I think at the moment we have to live by Jordan's rules, because he'd end up going insane, wouldn't we? We was told to consider autism. I felt quite guilty because I'd never heard of autism at the time. And when we read up on autism, it was literally like reading about Jordan. It was like a life story. And it was very upsetting. It really destroyed Jackie and I. And we could not believe Jordan was autistic.
Autism is a biological brain disorder which experts say is irreversible. Because Jordan is autistic, he can't communicate with others. He has no social skills and no imagination. His brain can't process the information constantly coming at him, and so Jordan is unable to make sense of the world around him. He's only happy when everything stays the same. That's why he loves his Thomas the Tank Engine video, because it never changes.
Oh, shoo! He's got no sense of danger at all. He would climb out of windows. If the gas flames are on in the kitchen, he spits at them and he puts his hand in the flame. He's been known to eat ornaments, everyday objects that people wouldn't consider a danger. He can bite them up until he can choke on them. So things that we wouldn't class as a danger object do become a danger. He only likes 4 hours sleep, so he's really on the go all the while. So even in the night, we're sharing out the responsibility, the duties, like, you know. We sort of pass on the landing. Hello, right, Jack. He decides not to drink for days. Now, we know he must be thirsty, but he just decides not to drink.
Everyday routines, what a normal family do, I took for granted. The simplest of things, from early morning till bedtime, are so difficult. In the morning, getting dressed is so difficult. Where I think a lot of families, it would just be, there's your breakfast, there's your clothes, can you get yourself dressed? It's such a strain, it's such an effort, it just doesn't happen.
No.
Jordan's hearing is very sensitive. Lawnmowers, drills, the same with the washing machine, he'll keep turning it off. He can't cope with that sound. He would just sit in a corner, put his fingers in his ears and continuously scream. Yet we still need to get on with our daily chores. When we're out, we've only got to hit a different patch of tarmac on the road and he will scream out because the different sounds on the road completely upsets him.
Peter and Jackie have 2 other children, Jamie, who's 11, and 6-year-old Charlotte. But when they're out as a family, it's Jordan that gets all the attention. As he's bombarded with a mishmash of new sights and sounds at every step, his behaviour becomes progressively worse because he can't make sense of anything.
shopping, that's very difficult. The slightest thing out of place, and we don't know what it is, he screams and kicks, and I have to hold on to him with all my might. I can't handle him really alone. It just ends up usually in tears going out with him.
It turns a very simple shopping trip into hell. He splits the family in half because we can't do anything as a whole. Either myself will stop with Jordan while Jackie takes the kids out, or vice versa. It's the one thing we do miss, going out as a family. And when we do, there are times when we do need all to go out together. Jordan just cannot cope with the situation he's in at that time. He lives in a locked world. It's a mysterious world, I think. It's a heartbreaking world. I think it's just a devastating world he lives in. I think it must be so lonely for him, not able to communicate. It must be frightening. It must be just the worst. It's just so scary for him, for a little boy to be sort of locked away.
We've been advised to consider residential schooling for Jordan. We've been told that it's the consistency he needs.
Peter and Jackie were also told that Jordan was unlikely to improve. They didn't want to believe that, and they didn't want to send him away either. So they started looking for a way of treating Jordan at home. They heard of a unique therapy available in the United States at the Option Institute.
When we hunted round Britain, finding where Jordan maybe attend, and realised there wasn't no sort of special units in the UK, we looked abroad, and when we found out about the Option, we knew then this was right for Jordan, and we took it from there, started fundraising, and we're due to go in August.
There was a tremendous local response. In 2 years, Peter and Jackie managed to raise £17,000 to pay for a 2-week trip to the States and for a special playroom for Jordan. When they get back, Jordan will spend most of his waking hours in this porter cabin, being played with by his parents and selected volunteers. Peter's taken some time off from his job on the production line at the Land Rover car plant to get the room ready, with help from his brothers. He and Jackie have been advised against the options method and steered towards residential care.
We've been told that it would be much better for us to follow that path than to cut him off from the rest of the world in the playroom. We don't see it like that. He only learns when he's happy. Mainly, he's only happy when he's around us. And this one-to-one method just seemed appropriate for Jordan. It got everything we needed, one-to-one with us all day, no other distractions, and we felt that was right for Jordan.
This is the start. This is where we're going to get the painting done now. As soon as the floor's swept, all the junk out, we're going to start painting the walls. And the playroom seems to have something about it. I love it. I really love this playroom.
A lot of people have told us that we've been given false hopes. Jordan's always going to be like that. We're told time and time again it's a lifelong mental handicap and you're not going to change him.
I can really see this. He loves this. He's took to this.
We're not looking to change him. If Jordan is just happy and we can live with him as a person, that will be our miracle.
Finally, the day they've been waiting for 2 years has arrived. Jackie, Peter and Jordan are off to the Option Institute in Sheffield, Massachusetts for 2 weeks of intensive therapy. Their expectations are high.
I'm sure somewhere there's a key to Jordan's world I know it's in there somewhere, but it's just getting the right method to get it out. And I want him to be with us. I want to be able to love him and kiss him and play with him, just like you would take for granted if your child was normal.
I would love Jordan to know who I am. I would love Jordan to call me Daddy. I would love Jordan to be able to walk hand in hand all the time, not just for a few minutes. Just very simple things I would love Jordan to do. And I hope the option can do this for us.
What is the dark shadows around you? Why not take heart in the new day? Ever and always, always and ever. No one can promise a dream for you. Time gave both darkness and dreams to
The Option Institute was started by the parents of an autistic boy who developed a unique approach to autism through working with their son. His condition was far worse than Jordan's.
When Ron was about 18 months old, we discovered that he was considered autistic, under 30 IQ, and we were told that he was hopeless and that to forget that we ever had him. And in fact, why don't we consider putting him into an institution?
One of the physicians, I guess, trying to be sensitive and caring, leaned over and he put his hand on my shoulder and he shook his head and he said, "Severely autistic, mentally retarded. I'm very sorry. It's really terrible." And I remember thinking, wait a minute, this is my amazing son. And so what I wanted to make up was wonderful, special, an opportunity. Some people think what we did was imitate Ron. We didn't imitate Ron. We actually valued Ron as our teacher and literally joined him in his world. And little by little, that little boy slowly let us in.
This child went from having absolutely no connection with anybody to a very outgoing, very talkative, very gregarious, considered to have a near genius IQ, and at this point he's graduated from a top university. There are no signs about Ron where you would have any idea of his past.
The playroom is central to Option's approach.
We arrived last night. We were really nervous, excited at the same time about what's going to happen, and it's going to determine the rest of his life, what we do here. So it's probably the most exciting day of our life.
Hi, where is everybody?
The playroom is quiet and safe. The walls are plain and only one person's allowed in at a time, so Jordan's senses will not get overloaded. By introducing him to one thing at a time, he will slowly take things in so that he can piece the world together bit by bit. The principles are simple, but putting them into practice will be hard work for all of them. It's important that Jordan goes into the playroom of his own accord before the door is shut and locked. It took over an hour to coax him in.
Here. Hey, Jordan. Here's Oh my gosh, Little Red Riding Hood is going to see her grandmother.
We're going to talk about your attitude, your feelings, your thoughts, your experience. So much more than probably anyone who's ever talked with you about Jordan has, and probably more than anyone ever has in your whole life. Because we don't believe in taking Jordan in a vacuum, like just taking him and applying things to him and then giving him back to you. When a child's autistic, he finds being with himself more enjoyable than being around people. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to metaphorically build a bridge.
Where are your eyes? It's a hedgehog.
And rather than saying to him, your world is bad, our world is good, what we're saying is, I just want to be close to you. If a child feels really accepted and sees by our actions that it's totally okay what they're doing, then that tends to foster more rapport and more relationship. So you might see that if he spit, our staff might spit a little bit too. You might see that if he was biting on his hand, that we might bite on our hand a little bit too. When a child looks up and sees another person for the first time in their lives, joining them in what they like to do instead of stopping them, it's almost like you can watch their faces. They have this surprised look, as if they're thinking, I'm not alone. Right? There's somebody else that likes to do what I like to do. What are you feeling, Jack?
It made me, I think that just made me realise really, the children's probably quite lonely.
That way.
Like we're over here and he's got to be on his own, doing his own thing, and like, nothing makes us happier than somebody joining in our fun. We're not joining in his fun.
The thing that makes an autistic child so fascinating is that they are not inside their world screaming to be let out. You understand that he is totally okay where he is.
Mommy's gonna come see you soon.
Before we go on, because I know you wanted to look, you want to go take a peek to see what he's up to? But remember, we got to be quiet so that we don't interrupt. That's problems. Can't be quiet.
Peter and Jackie are guided through sessions with Jordan by a team of facilitators. They've already helped over 1,000 families.
Essentially, Karen is balancing back and forth between joining him, doing what he's doing, and requesting. Okay?
The big bad wolf is underneath the tree.
The key to Karen's play is to join Jordan and enjoy doing what he's doing. Once Jordan realizes he's accepted as he is, and in control, he can slowly reach out. It's in these moments that Karen starts a game between them, gradually building up his contact with her.
Here comes the hedgehog. Oh, the hedgehog's very excited. He's pulling on his shorts. You did such a great job. Now you're wearing a little skirt. That's very interesting.
Notice that instead of saying, no, that's wrong, or you did it wrong, she's praising him at the same time as helping him to learn how to do it right.
Here, everyone's aim is to make Jordan feel accepted. Karen never criticizes him, but highlights the things he does well, particularly those he normally finds difficult.
Oh my gosh, you look so smart! The hedgehog's all excited! Yay, Jordan! You put your shorts.
She encourages eye contact at every opportunity.
Oh, that's a great look.
I don't know if you noticed, I certainly saw that he was really looking at Karen quite a bit.
Yeah, I could
Quite
see
a
the eye
bit.
contact there.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Is that more than usual for a first-time encounter with someone? And
More than usual for any time.
really?
That was excellent.
Every now and again he'll give you a brief glance, but it's like just a fleeting second and he's gone again.
At the beginning of this week, you could really spend time being observers. Learn more about his world, as opposed to thinking we've got to change it right away. Part of your experience here is in learning about him and not just in changing him.
It's a real eye-opener to see just what different ideas can do for him, because I've never seen him play like that. Makes our kind of play look really boring.
Makes your play look boring?
Really boring.
That's what we thought we was doing quite good.
Come on, Jordan, let's go on the slide. Whee!
If you're basing your own good feelings on him playing with you, it might be a long time coming, right? So now we're going to switch it. As you know, it's a child-centered program, which really means this is the time to let him be the leader for a while. It's actually a lot less work than you think it is because he's leading the way.
For Jackie, following your child isn't as easy as it sounds, and she's finding it hard to make play exciting. She and Peter live in fear of the scenes that ensue when they have to leave the playroom. Jordan's never been left with strangers before.
When he goes, then you want to keep going that way.
Peter is also finding it hard to let go.
Well, maybe next time what you can say to him is say, look, I'm just going to leave right now. And this is the first step, is to let go of you and then to absorb the first person. All right? What do you think? What are you thinking? You're nodding your head.
I just don't want to see him upset. I don't want to see him cry.
Okay, but here's the thing, Peter. It is okay that he cries. If he's choosing to cry, it really is okay. You know? Because you know he will move through it and then be more open then to people coming in on a transition. Okay? But here, let me give you some feedback in terms of your session. If it's difficult for him to look at me, I want to make it easy for him to look at me. So sometimes I might flip down onto my back.
Yeah. Hello.
It's the way he connects with you. Like they say, the eyes are the windows to the soul. And in a way, you want to have that as a basis.
He's gonna go for a splash.
Peter and Jackie's sessions aren't just about how to be with Jordan. They also help to uncover and come to terms with their most troubled feelings about Jordan.
So you know that you can use this time to talk about anything at all that you'd like. That's a challenge or that's difficult for you, and then I'll just ask you questions to see if I can help you.
I can see like two people. I can see Jordan and I can see an autistic child. And situations like at the airport, who's very distressed, and there's this autistic child on the floor. I want to take it off him. I want to take that autism off him. But I wish I could take his place.
Okay.
And I'd just love to swap with him for one day, so he can realise how much fun we can have and what enjoyment we can have.
Okay.
And I'd like to go into his world for one day to see the world from his eyes.
Okay.
And you know,
Okay.
I miss Jordan. I think. I don't know. I miss him when he has a fit, when he's rolling around. I miss him. I don't know.
How are you feeling?
Sorry, Heather. Sorry.
Good tissues.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's okay.
You know, I just want me boy. You know.
Okay.
Sort of one.
Okay. And who is your boy?
Jordan. Jordan's my boy.
And who is Jordan?
He's a lovely little boy. He doesn't deserve to be looked at. He doesn't deserve to be judged.
Yeah.
You know, he should be accepted.
Okay.
I wish if he could be accepted.
Okay.
You know. Sorry, William, could you say that again? I'm sorry.
In some way, the world isn't going to be changed overnight, you know, and then it's learning to not try and change the world, but maybe to start changing how you react and how you respond. So,
for the first time in 5 years, someone really understood what I was talking about with Jordan and understand how I felt. I felt so relieved that someone never pitied me. That someone understood.
Yeah, it's
what
like
we
a
were saying.
relief.
And it's took this long. It's took us to come to America for someone to understand. It's such a wonderful feeling, that is.
Jordan wants his mum, and it's Jackie's turn next in the playroom. She's already anxious about having to leave him a second time this morning. If all three of them can't get past this obstacle, then the programme will be severely jeopardised.
Let me get through this.
I'm going to go away for a while. You can stay with Jonathan and you can have a really lovely time. You can have a lovely play.
I just want him to be happy all the time, and I can't bear to think of him sad, upset.
So if you get upset about him not being happy or looking happy at the time, how is that going to help him be happy?
Yeah, I can see what you mean. So I've got to start with me before I can let it come to him.
Definitely. When you think about him being in your life at this point, do you believe that there's a purpose in that?
I often feel like he was given to us because we would do something about it. We would help him.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you imagine that Jordan not getting every little thing that he wants when he wants it is for his own benefit, his own challenge, his own good?
No, it's not really doing him any favours.
Okay. The more you let go and say, okay, I want to help him. Would like to help him feel comfortable with me leaving the room. That's essentially what you'd like with this incident, right?
Yeah.
So then the question is, okay, how would I accomplish that? If I am scared of his crying.
Okay. Now see, all this yelling and throwing your body around does not work to move me. Do you see that?
He can pick up everything. There's no hiding anything from him.
You want the letters? You gotta tell me.
Jordan has always got what he wants by screaming, but now he is having to learn how to ask.
King Conroe. Here he is, the king! Yay! That is so great how you're telling me what you want.
You're used to thinking of him as, first of all, this poor soul, which he is not a poor soul. And I think that actually you're going to be quite surprised at how intelligent this child really is.
Okay, so long, Mommy. Let's take a look here, eh?
I'll be back. You want to have a kiss? Is that what you want?
Oh, there you go. That's so
thank
sweet.
You. That's lovely. Thank you, Jordan.
Now they've got over the hurdle of leaving Jordan, the focus shifts to learning how to play with him effectively.
The rabbit. Here we go. And then we are.
Peter enthusiastically throws himself into the playroom.
Should we do something else?
But Jackie's more self-conscious and often at a loss.
What are you looking at, Jordan?
It's been so long that I played with the kids because at home, if we've got a few minutes, I'll go and make them something to eat. I'll clean up after that. And Peter said, well, I'll play with them while you do that.
Yeah.
And I've really got out of the hang of it. And I sometimes think, I don't know what to do here.
The key to being creative is adding one thing to what you're already doing. I just think of one little thing I could do with this. Anything I want. So I could say, it's a toothbrush. Right? I can just pretend, if I want, that it's anything. Right? What happens is when we see this, we think water bottle.
I just going to show how bad I am.
What?
I was just thinking you could drink it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's
That's
my limit. That was like, get a glass.
Yeah. What could you pretend it was? Right, don't rush yourself. Just look at it. Like, pick it up and look at it and move it around and see if something comes to you.
Yeah. I suppose you could do anything. Yeah, like you pretend it's a hairbrush.
There you go.
Or an ice cream.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Really.
All right, so you say it's a hairbrush and an ice cream, and I say it's an earring. All right, so now you make it something. Doesn't matter, anything in the whole world.
Trying to think. Yeah, I suppose it could be like a recorder.
Yeah.
Or
like
a saw.
Yeah, there you go. All right, see, now we could just create a whole world with a tape recorder, a glass, a pen, and a bottle, right? And that's how children play.
Yeah, I'm remembering games now, like from when I was little.
He's looking for food. Red Riding Hood. Oh, Little Red Riding Hood. And this is the wolf. And your Little Red Riding Hood. That's a good idea.
It's not just a good idea, it's an incredible leap in his development. Autistic children have no imagination. They can only think literally. So the fact that Jordan is inventing a game is real progress. It seems to have been prompted by Jackie's newfound ability to play creatively.
I bet you're pleased to see that.
Hello? Oh, Jordan.
Now it's Peter's turn to get some feedback.
Monster! Ah, that's the monster! That's a monster! Who's the biggest monster? Ah, was it Daddy? Ah!
Okay, so let's say, here you are, you bring up, who's the biggest monster? All right, and then he doesn't respond, but then you give him the answer. You give him about, I don't know, it must be about a second. I mean, from what we're watching. So, why?
I didn't realise what I was actually probably doing. I think it's, I don't really know. I don't think I was conscious that I was doing that.
Okay.
I think I was just sort of playing. Who's the monster? I am. Probably going a bit too fast for him.
You are fast. You're fast and loud. Why? Why the speed?
I don't know. Just I think it might. So we can have a bit more fun. I don't really know. To try.
Okay. Fun and excitement is loud and big and it's fast and it's boom 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 like this, but it doesn't always have to be that way. You see, it's the dynamic variation of it rather than the fact that I'm talking all loud all the time, and if I'm talking all loud and this is all we talk like, you're soon going to think, boy, this is just like a ticking clock, I want to tune it out. You can become monotonous and you're not allowing anything that you're creating to go anywhere.
When we get back, initially, people are going to think we're nuts. They're probably going to think like we've turned into sort of a couple of...
I think it's more of an understanding of life. We're just understanding a lot more.
Yeah, but people, will people see it like that? I mean, I know like we've been told like you shouldn't judge people, but it's going to take people time to see that we've got a different approach, really.
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. I think I see Jordan in a different light. He's already made vast improvements.
Yeah,
We've only been here 4 days.
I suppose if they sit, look at Jordan and think, well, this must be right.
Yeah. No people think we're nuts.
In just 1 week, Jordan can now tolerate the noise of a lawnmower.
He's doing this so well. He's accepted now, it's cutting and he feels safe. I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased.
Hello? Car, bicycle,
mouth, eyes.
Ears.
Ears.
Oh, should we see if Jordan
The hard work is paying off. For the first time ever, Peter and Jackie are enjoying their son.
That wolf is behind you.
Oh, that big bad wolf behind you.
Big bad wolf
Big bad wolf.
is behind you.
It's behind you.
There it is.
Leg.
Leg, that's what. Yes, your leg. Good boy.
The first week has been a success. But over the weekend, Jordan suddenly becomes worse than he's ever been. Peter and Jackie are upset and concerned.
Right, Saturday. We thought we'd go in for about 3 hours and up between us, and we thought that would be enough. And when we came out, he was like really out of control. He was climbing, taking the pictures off the walls, tipping things upside down.
He was
He's getting his system, punching us in the face, pulling our hair,
twisting the skin,
squeezing our skin round.
He was the worst we've ever seen him in his life. He was so aggressive and so hyperactive. It was quite frightening to watch.
Okay. It kind of sounds like what you're describing is he is looking for a reaction. He's sort of escalating. We call it button pushing, which is he'll look for the buttons that are on you that might get a reaction. And maybe there's an escalation to say, hey, the ones that were working before aren't working anymore. And let me kind of up them a little bit. Because you're different than you were a week ago, and he's wanting to redefine his boundaries maybe. It's not something to be concerned about or like, oh my God, what's going on? It's, yeah, we've seen this happen before, all right? See, this is one thing that some people have done. The child's gone to sleep in the playroom, where you can really make it safe.
That night, they tried to get Jordan to sleep in the playroom.
It's a bit bombarding at first. It's so intensive. Right? You get all this information all day, and there is a lot of sitting around, taking a lot in. And then at night time, we've tried to put it into practice, so it has kind of ground us down a bit. I'm looking forward now to going home and putting it into practice.
When we're feeling tired and sort of dragged down, when we go into the playroom with Jordan, he only needs to do one thing, and it gives us that buzz again, doesn't it?
Mm.
Oh, come on then. yes. Horse. Horsey, come on then, horsey, get up. Can we say, on your marks, get set. Go! Yeah, good boy. Yes, and go. This horsey going to make it to the finishing line. You're going to win. Oh, gosh. Hey, horsey. Hold tight. Poor old horsey. Okay. Are we?
In the heart. Is it?
Yeah, good boy.
Said the lot. Usually just puts in the last word, and I noticed Peter was giving him more and more opportunity to fill in more words, and he said the lot then. That's the longest sequence of words there, and he just said 6 words.
You were the horse, and I thought a very good horse at that. I mean, I would put money on you. But only for about 3 furlongs. I think after that you got tired. But so what you do? He wants this game. He wants it over and over and over again. He could do it an hour, 15 minutes, and boom, you're exhausted. What do you do?
Put him down.
Shoot the horse.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
Perhaps if I should have interacted another game with the horse. I think what it was, because he was having so much fun, I was trying to keep my energy up because he was laughing and he really showed a lot of contact. I could literally feel his eyes burning into my head.
Yeah.
It's almost like a tug of war, I think, with the autism. You know, it's I'm having such a good time, but there's still that tug of war. Autism's still there, so I want to keep a good tight grip on that rope and keep pulling it until it.
You speak as if there's Jordan, and then you speak as if there's this guy called autism.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
And never the twain shall meet. Okay, why not?
Because there are times when Jordan's out of it.
Okay.
I mean, with the horse, if I take a breather, and that might just be enough tug for the autism, right, yeah, back over here, back in his letters. If, well, Jordan's gone again now. This autism child's there. To me, I'm winning that battle. I am fighting the autism. You know.
Okay, I think that thinking that way is okay, but also I think it might set you up to not see Jordan when he's autistic. You're attacking a part of who he is, as opposed to accepting it and then working with it. This is Jordan that's autistic. It's not. You can't, in some way, separate the two.
So it's far easier than a struggle to get you over the other side if you're that much closer.
Absolutely.
We're going to have some chucky eggs.
Later, at supper time, Jordan shows just how much he's capable of taking in now.
From beans on toast, isn't it?
We found a place in the door.
Good boy!
Jordan.
Good boy! Is it,
Look.
what, milk in the eggs? That's good.
Look. Eggs.
Eggs? Oh, you want me to do it? I don't know how much to put in, Mum.
He's never been able to do anything for himself.
Oh, clever boy. You're going to be a cook. Hey, you're going to be a little cook, you are. Look at that.
Eggs.
You clever boy. You've made your own dinner. What are you going to do?
You're going to put it in the microwave now?
Grab and cook it.
And a door.
He's touched it to see if it's hot enough.
Jordan had never seen a microwave before they came to America.
Jordan! And here comes a bigger flying saucer.
Mommy. Eggs.
Eggs! Eggs! And here it goes, next to juice. I'll tell you what.
You made your own tea.
You made your own tea tonight.
At the end of the second week, the whole team gets together to talk about Jordan's progress and plan for the future.
His eye contact is so different this week from last week. He looked at me on Monday and Tuesday about 30% of the time, but by yesterday it was up to 50%. I would sit across from him and he would want me to read the book. But I wouldn't read it. I would tell him, you know, you look in my eyes and I'll read you the book.
Come on. I'm gonna read. Look in my eyes. You have to look in. Yay!
In the beginning, maybe it took me asking him 3 times to look at me. Midway through, I would ask him once and he would look at me. And the last time I went through the book, I didn't even have to ask. He'd look right up at me.
Nice look!
Because he knew the eye contact is what worked. It was fantastic to see.
That's great. Shall we move on to special changes and new observations, Jonathan?
Okay, here we go. He's saying no a whole lot more. He's asking for his books by name all the time now. He was singing with Karen when she sang instead of pulling her hair. He tried to say yes with Karen. He's initiating much more physical contact with us. He's going to sleep earlier at night.
Yes!
He's taking off his clothes much, much less. And now, of course, putting them on much more. And he didn't do anything to get reactions from the 2 of you last night. As you said, he was an angel.
Yeah.
Wow. It's amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh no, an octopus! Oh, and a fish! And a fish! And a fish!
I didn't realise how much I didn't know about myself. I just go along with my life really busy all the time. It uncovers layers and layers and layers of what you think you know, and you get right down to the bottom, and it does help you sort yourself out as a person, these problems that you've got and what you can do about them. We will put it into practice for the rest of our life now, you know, if we've got a problem. And another thing that spurs us on is he's learning. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but I just know it won't be a lifetime.
I think I'll go back a different person. And when I get back home, the kids will say, Dad, you all right? You feeling okay? You know. But I want to be like that.
And Super Potato Monster Ball!
I've learnt a lot more about autism in the last 2 weeks than I have in all the books I've read. And for the first time, I was able to play with Jordan in a way I've never played with him before. I've really learnt when he's I mean, well, I've never really been there with him before. It's so nice to be there. It was a great feeling when he came out of it. I've learnt so much over the last 2 weeks. It's been remarkable.
Now your adventure is going to begin, and I believe that it can be really wonderful for you. I'd love to give you guys hugs, of course.
It's time to go back home, and it'll be up to Jackie and Peter to continue the work that's been started here. Jackie and Peter have moved house, taking the playroom with them.
Hello, what have we been doing, mister?
Daddy.
That's right, it's Daddy. When we came back, Jordan started to use the word Dad. It was when he was actually wanting things, and it was quite, is this Jordan saying this? And it was like, dumbstruck, wasn't we? And I just could not believe, you know, that he knew who I was. You know, and it was like, in a way, well worth the wait, just to hear him say, Daddy. So I believe he knows who I am now.
Give me 5.
Give me 5, good boy. Auntie Becky came inside with her arms out.
What? And where?
Why? And one big
Wales.
Jordan started to say or tell us what he loves and who he loves. And then one day he said, I love Mummy. And then he said, I love Daddy. And he reeled off a whole list of everyone in the family. And it was just so special because we didn't really understand before if he got feelings or not, whether, you know, it really meant anything to us, to him that we were here. But that really clinched it for us, you know. He actually said, you know, he can say who he loves and what he loves now.
I find the autistic person in Jordan a very loving person now. I couldn't accept it before. I believed it was like someone inside stopping him advancing. But now I've joined him and I love him for what he is and I accept him. When we take Jordan out now, he will walk with us and he will hold our hands. He still does get distressed at certain things in the street. We try and take him away from that straight away.
Jordan's changed tremendously. He's moved miles. He's got like a confidence in himself, like he can do things now like he never done before. Find the mummy. He wouldn't hold a pen in his hand and now he can draw. He'd never danced to music, now he can dance. He can spell, he can read, he can do all sorts of things.
Well done. You're going to pay for the book. Do you want to give the lady the money for the book? Good boy.
I really believe it all comes from his confidence and happiness right deep down.
His social behaviour is excellent.
Yeah, good boy. Well done.
It's nice to see him play with Charlotte and Jamie. Before we went, Charlotte and Jamie didn't know what to do because Jordan couldn't respond to him. It's something we didn't think would ever happen, and that's the biggest joy for me, to watch them play. Here you are then, kids. Get stuck in.
I used to feel very angry that, you know, why is Jordan autistic? Why is he the way he is? That's right. What? How come that we have got Jordan? Why has this happened to us? And now I feel that that's all gone. I feel like Jordan was given to us because we would do something for him and we could help him. We're so glad that he's ours. We've given him a life where he may not have had one.
If you would like a special booklet with further information about the Challenging Children series, please send a cheque for £5.95 payable to BBC Education to QED Challenging Children, P.O. Box 7, London W12 8UD. To order by credit card, phone 0990 118893.